Hi, hello, welcome. I'm really happy to have you. My name is Carina Nickerson. And if you're watching this video, you've signed up for 7 days of gratitude, sitting and writing meditation practices to connect you to your grateful heart. And why don't you just, we'll be going through the practices that we're going to be doing over the next 7 days. So take a moment, take many moments actually. Get a cup of tea, get some water, light a candle. Let's settle in together as we explore the next 7 days and what will be unfolding for us. Let's all take a deep breath in through our nose, sigh out our mouth, just sinking into your experience, naming what that might be. Feeling really excited to be sharing this with you. Also, a little anxious about making sure I get everything presented to you. Just naming those things within myself and feeling how my body relaxes a little bit as I name that. As you're ready, you'll just gently open your eyes if they were closed and begin to take in the room again. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an applied meditation therapist and I'm a yoga teacher here in Long Beach, California. I work with people on a personal growth path like you who struggle with limiting beliefs and negative emotions. Working with me, people learn to decode their inner wisdom so that they can move beyond their limitations and unlock their true brilliance to live their most authentic and self-expressed life. And that's really what we're doing here with this gratitude practice. This is a small piece of the work that I do one-on-one with the clients that I work with. And it's so powerful that I wanted to share it with as many people as possible. And that would be you. So welcome. Once again. Yeah. I think the first thing we want to do, even before we enter into like what the practices are going to be, kind of, and how we're going to do them, let's connect with our deep why. Why are we doing this in the first place? If you're anything like me, you didn't grow up like learning how to have a sweet mind. You didn't grow up learning how to intentionally cultivate a mind that looks for the good rather than focuses on the bad. Most of us focus on the bad, and this is due to our negativity bias. Neuroplasticity or neuroscience has shown that there's a bunch of reasons why this is true, and I'm not going to get into a lot of depth, but we're hardwired to scan the horizon, to scan the environment for what's wrong so that we can ensure our survival. You can think about it, from that perspective, from the survival perspective. Like, people who were way, way back in the day looking at the daisies and really appreciating the sun on their face were like probably killed by a warring tribe or by wild animals or who knows what, right? We don't live in those times anymore. However, our biology is catching up still. And on first glance, this is really bad news. In some ways not, right? Because if we know that this is true, we can get off our own case about being so negative. Are you like really, like so many of you right now, I know, because you're on this personal growth path, like you're already on your case about how negative you can be sometimes. And you're wondering what's wrong with you. So let's let ourselves off the hook for that. If anything, let's just use this information as a way to understand ourselves better and why it's not so easy to shift out of these well-worn negativity groups. That we not only have we established through a whole life of sort of thinking the same way and doing the same things and the same patterns, the same behaviors that keep us stuck, but our parents probably did it. Their parents probably did. I mean, this has been going on for a long time. It stops here. It stops here with you. So if we want to change our minds, we actually have to change our minds. We have to practice it, just like if we want to get like, you know, strong muscles. I've been lifting weights, so I'm like, is it showing? A little bit. If we want to get strong muscles, we need to lift weights, or we need to like work our muscles, right? Similarly, if we want to sweeten our minds, if we want to gladden our minds, if we want to have a mind that's ripe for goodness, that's ripe for abundance, that's ripe for opportunity, that's ripe for enjoyment, we need to cultivate it. We need to cultivate it. And could there possibly be anything more important than this? There's nothing more important than addressing the way that you look at the world, questioning it, and literally, if it's not working for you, beginning to rewrite, what I call rewrite your legacy. You get to make your life the way that you know it's meant to be, like deep within you. You get to do that. And how awesome is it that we get to do it together? So we have this negativity bias. Luckily, with neuroplasticity, we can change it. We can change the grooving. We can change the patterns. And it takes not a, clearing up our life and making everything perfect, and really addressing our problems so that this is our usual approach, is we like hunker down, we're going to fix our problems so that we can really be this amazing, perfect person. No. Really, this is about a shift in perspective. It's where we place our awareness. Awareness is quite powerful. Wherever we place our awareness, our energy flows. Wherever awareness goes, energy flows. Thank you, Tara Brach. She coined that term. So this is true of gratitude. If we just shift our perspective, and any moment we can do this, any moment we can shift our perspective towards gratitude, we're opening up to a different way of seeing things. And we're not solving any problems. We're simply opening up our perspective, kind of shifting our lens. And the more we kind of choose to put a lens, or the more we choose to open up to a new way of thinking and perceiving the world, over time, we begin to do it out of habit. And that's what we want to do here. We want to create a gratitude habit so that we can be happier in our life, so we can have more fulfilling relationships, so that we can be vibrant, so that we can be full of energy, so that we can be abundant, we can feel loved and be loved in a relationship. I think I mentioned relationships already. So we can really find our purpose in our work and live communicating that purpose. I mean, all of these things happen when we begin to cultivate a mind capable of imagining the possibilities. So many possibilities out there for us. So that's our why. That's our why. So we can really begin to connect with the truth of who we are, that authentic self within. And when we connect with this authentic self, we feel so much more at home, so much more at ease and at peace. We feel well. We feel like we've arrived, finally. And so if that's sounding good to you, you're in the right place. Let's move on to the practices that we'll be doing. First and foremost, also, aside from the why, I recommend that you do, there's two, we'll call them foundational practices that you'll be doing. One is the seated meditation, which is a 10-minute, got a little dark there, which is a 10-minute mindfulness and loving kindness meditation. And that's attached on this email. The other practice I've printed up here it's called the Heart of Gratitude Writing Meditation. Okay. The seated meditation is pretty self-explanatory. I recommend having a place in your home where you do the meditation. I'm sitting in front of my altar in my room, and you can have an altar or not. It's up to you. You just need 10 minutes of quiet time where you will not be interrupted. So make it as lovely as you want, or keep it as simple as you like. Don't let bells and whistles get in your way. Like, it doesn't matter if you get out of bed tomorrow and sit on the edge of your bed and do the meditation practice. Like, that's all you need to do. I do recommend you do the practices in the morning. If you can do both of them in the morning, both the writing meditation and the seated meditation, go for it. That's amazing, because that helps to just like set the stage for your day. That's a reason why we do this in the morning, so that we can begin our day from this place, so we're not already waking up, rolling out of bed, kind of functioning in our reactivity and our negative mind. Yeah, ever wake up with a negative mind? I do. So this is like an antidote to that. Now, if you can't do both practices, they take about 45 minutes together. If you can't do them both in the morning, choose one, and then choose the other practice to do later on the day. But you have both practices are the foundational practices to do every day for 7 days. Along with this, throughout the 7-day period, I'll be emailing different videos, different instructions for you to follow for sort of reflections and extensions. So taking our gratitude practice to like another level with maybe a creative practice or a different inquiry that you might do throughout the day. But that's coming up. For now, those practices are sort of, they're extra, though definitely engage in them if you have the time. But the foundational practices are there. They're the same every day of the 7-day period. It's the same meditation, the same writing practice. Now, the writing meditation practice, I'm going to go over a little bit more in depth with you. Print this out. Have a journal, either your own journal or just get some paper that you like staple together. And that's what you're going to use for every day of this practice. The first piece is, first of all, the intention of this is to meet your own mind as it is. So we begin with 5 minutes of a mind dump. You literally put your pen on the paper, and I want you to just write. Write anything that comes to mind. I don't care if it makes sense. And it will be in response to the prompt, what's alive in me right now is. What's alive in me right now is I'm really, really worried about this appointment that I have coming up today. What's alive in me right now is I feel awake and alive and really excited about my day. What's alive for me right now is I need to go to the bathroom. I want some water. I don't want to do this writing practice. Like, literally come up. Anything that comes to mind, you write it down. Natalie Goldberg calls this writing down your bones. And it's just so that you can literally dump whatever negativity is there, whatever's going on inside, just like get it out. It makes such a big difference. Set your timer for at least 5 minutes, right until your timer goes off. I say write for, I'm looking at my paper right now, write for at least 5 minutes, use a timer. Yeah, draw a line under your writing when you're finished with that. Take a few breaths from this place of space and clarity. And literally feel like, you'll feel lighter, literally, after 5 minutes of doing that. Yeah, writing practice, what it does also, why do we write? Because it activates the prefrontal cortex. You're literally making more sense out of what's going on within you by writing it down. And you don't even need to know how that happens. Just trust me. Feel how clear you are after 5 minutes of doing that. Mind dump, draw a line underneath. Then sit, take a few breaths in silence and space, just like, and then let your awareness drop right into your heart. And then you'll ask the question in this moment, what am I grateful for? What can I appreciate? And then let your body tell you Images will arise. You might notice a sound or a breeze or something that you find, like right now, I can feel the breeze coming in from the window, this cool sea breeze. I live pretty close to the ocean. So right now I can totally appreciate that. But in the morning or in the afternoon, depending on when you do this, I highly recommend in the morning, this is what you're going to do. And I want you to write down like 10 things, at least 10. After you're done writing down at least 10, take your time. Don't rush. And notice if you're trying to rush and you're trying to get it over with. If you notice that happening, it's so normal, but just the moment you notice, like, take a breath, literally slow yourself down. And then after you write down each item, reread the sentence, but then feel it from your heart. And then let it go for the rest of your day. And this will begin you for the first 1 or 2 days of our practice together. I'm going to extend the practice in a couple of days, but for now, that's what you'll be doing. I've opened up a private Facebook group called 7 Days of Gratitude, and on this email there's a link. So please click the link and join that group. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, you'll have to do that first. I'm Carina Nickerson, Carina.Nickerson. That's my name on Facebook, but you can just search for me. Add me, I'll accept the friend request, and then you can be on this group because I'm going to be live streaming videos on that group. Also, I want you to post your experience on that, with this practice on that group page. The more you share, the more it takes effect and takes hold. The more you reflect, the more these new practices will be ingrained within you. Trust me, I know. I've done it. For those of you who don't know, so anyway, those are the practices. Join the private Facebook group. Print this out tonight or today. Make sure the link to the meditation is working. Email me if you have any questions. I think that's it. Let me just think if there's anything else I'm leaving out, but I don't believe that's, I think I'm complete here. For those of you who don't know my story, I've attached a link here to my bio so you can read a little bit about that and why exactly I do this work in the first place. I know what I'm talking about. I grew up, with parents who were addicted to both drugs and alcohol. Very inconsistent attachment, lots of, just trauma. It was, not as hard as a lot of people, but not easy. And I wouldn't change it for anything. But because of how I grew up, I did grow up with a very panicky, kind of fearful mind. And when I was about 25, I found meditation practice that literally changed my life. So you might check my story out there if you're interested in that. Along with this, and I've included this information as well in this email, I've opened up some time slots the week following this next one. So it's the week of July 5th, not July 4th, which is a Monday, but the week of July 5th, I've opened up some slots for you for complimentary one-on-one sessions with me so that you can seal in this gratitude practice. I would take advantage of it. I would if I were you. Just respond to the email with what day and time seemed good to you. If it's taken, I'll offer something else. But I would take advantage of this because we'll work together to make this practice something that you do, something that can be set up in your life that you can carry on after the 7 days is over. And we can also talk about, particular obstacles that you may be having, questions that you may have. Sorry about that. My computer shut down, so I'm not sure if that's coming through here or not. But we'll also be able to talk about, I'll be able to uncover some obstacles that you may be having, some challenges that you may be having in your everyday life or with this practice. And we can see if working together one-on-one through a very specific 12-week program that I offer would be of benefit and help to you. Either way, it's a complimentary session, so I would take advantage of it if you really want to get the most of this experience. I'm offering that for all of you from my heart. I think that's all. I'm sending so much love to you guys. I'm so happy you're taking this journey with me, and I will see you very, very soon. Much love. Namaste.